All right, so I loved these chapters of the book, 15 and 16 especially, right, where it's talking about like not working or work smarter, not harder. And it's funny because I know teachers who they spend a lot of time doing things that I can do by just setting it up online, and like not to be judgmental, right? But it's like one of those things where just because I'm not putting in X amount of hours doing like overboiling the water, right? And it talks about that. And so this chapter is really good. And like the more I read this book, the more I'm like, yeah, every single new teacher needs to read this. Like this should just be a required book. I think it really is like going to be one of the keys to like transitioning education into like a more, I don't want to say futuristic, but like more relevant system, right? Like it really hasn't changed in the past 30, 40, 50 years, right? And so like being able to kind of start moving in a different direction, I think is a good thing. Bless me. There's a hiccup. Do you have to bless hiccups? And then, yeah, the minimum effective dose, right? Like talking about, hey, like be very direct and methodical in what you're doing and what you have time for. One of the teachers that I know at a different school, they have a thing where they're like, I work until 4 every day. Like I do an extra hour every day, so I'm working the whatever 45 hours a week. But I'm not going to do anything more than that. Like I'm doing the 45 hours, right? Like, and with our jobs, let's be honest, like I could stay here for 7 hours every single day after school and still not be where I want to be, right? Like it's just one of those things where it's like there's always more to do, always more to get involved with. And so I really love that the book kind of talks about that and like, hey, you've got to like pick which corners you're going to cut, right? So like, for instance, bell ringers for me is one of those where I have it for the kids. It's good because I have it set up as a discussion so they can put their answer and then they can go see what other people's answers are, right? To kind of test and see like, oh, did I get this right? Did I get this wrong? It's a good, like a way I use it to kind of connect to, what's that called? When you connect it to something you already know, right? Like I try to like make it very relevant to actual business scenarios that they know. And so, yeah, that's, I love both those concepts, right? Like there's ways we can design our classes to like take stress off of ourselves, but still make it an effective classroom. And so like, I love that whole style of things. And that's definitely up my alley. Like you got to be lazy in this job, right? Like if I'm not lazy in certain aspects, then I'm going to just be done teaching after 3 years, right? And that's why we see such high burnout is like, I don't think teachers understand this, like you've got to cut corners somewhere. Otherwise, you're going to just run yourself into the ground. And then the Twitter handle thing. So I'm not really a Twitter person. It's like I tried it in high school. Actually, I made a fake account for one of my teachers in high school because we just thought it was funny. And then like I got in trouble for it. It was a big old thing. But yeah, I'm not really on Twitter. That being said, it's funny because like reading that chapter, it just made me think of PLCs, right? And then I was automatically just like, oh yeah, check. But then I was thinking about it. I was like, hold on a sec. That's still selling ourselves short because, okay, cool. I meet with the 3 other teachers in my building. What about the teachers in the district, right? And like I've done that a couple times and there's been some good stuff. But then again, that's selling ourselves short. Like being able to connect globally, like the software I use in some of my classes right now, it's from a guy in Texas used it and invented it and stuff. And so like I like got to go to one of his seminars and I'm like, what if I had never connected with him, right? Like then my class would not be what it is today. And so what other things am I selling myself short on? So yeah, I did enjoy this section and I feel like this book just keeps getting better and better. So hopefully you didn't listen to this 4-minute video, but if you did, congrats.